Hey everybody! Tonight, we're diving into something super important: human rights and democracy. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, that sounds boring. But trust me, this stuff is crucial. We're talking about the basic rights and freedoms that every single person deserves, no matter what. We're talking about the systems that should protect those rights. And, spoiler alert, it's a total mess out there. You see, for a system that's supposed to be all about fairness and equality, democracy can be pretty freaking complicated. And the sad truth is, human rights are violated every single day, all over the world. So, tonight, we're gonna break it all down. We'll learn about the history of human rights, the struggles people face, and most importantly, what we can do to make things right. Buckle up, folks, it's gonna be a bumpy ride. Alright, let's start with the basics. What the heck are human rights anyway? In the simplest terms, they're the fundamental rights and freedoms that every single human being is entitled to simply by existing. That's right, just by being born, you get these rights. Think of them as the ultimate VIP list, but instead of getting you into a club, they protect your dignity, equality, and freedom. Now, these rights aren't given to us by any government or king, they're inherent. They can't be bought, sold, or taken away. They apply to everyone, regardless of race, religion, gender, sexual orientation, or whether you prefer your pizza with pineapple, though that's a whole other debate. They're universal, indivisible, and inalienable. Big words, I know, but basically, they mean that everyone, everywhere, deserves these rights all the time, no exceptions. Okay, enough with the definitions. Let's get real. What do these human rights actually look like in practice? Well, they cover a whole bunch of stuff, from the basic right to life, liberty, and security, to things like freedom of speech, religion, and assembly. That means you have the right to live free from fear, to speak your mind, to practice your faith, or not, and to hang out with whomever you want. Again, pineapple pizza preferences aside. But it's not just about individual freedoms. Human rights also include economic, social, and cultural rights. Think access to education, healthcare, a decent standard of living, and the right to participate in your community. Basically, everyone deserves the opportunity to live a life of dignity and fulfillment, and that means having access to the things that make that possible. The Universal Declaration, a promise to the world. Now, you might be wondering, if these rights are so obvious, why is the world such a messed up place? Well, that's a great question, and the answer is, unfortunately, pretty complicated. But here's the thing. After World War II, a bunch of countries got together and said, enough is enough. We need to make sure this never happens again. And so in 1948, they created the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, or UDHR. This document, for the first time ever, laid out a comprehensive set of human rights that all countries should strive to uphold. It was a huge deal. It was like the world's biggest, most ambitious group project, and the goal was to create a world where everyone's rights were respected and protected. Now, it's not perfect, and it doesn't magically solve all the world's problems, but it's a powerful statement of intent, and it's something we should all be fighting to uphold. The fight continues human rights in the 21st century. So, where do we go from here? Well, the fight for human rights is far from over. We still live in a world where people are persecuted for their beliefs, where children are forced into labor, and where access to basic necessities like food and water is a daily struggle for millions. But that doesn't mean we should give up. In fact, it's more important than ever that we stay informed, speak out against injustice, and hold our leaders accountable. As the great Raif Badawi once said, the difference between democracy and dictatorship is that in democracy, you vote first and take orders later. In dictatorship, you don't have to waste your time voting. And he's right. Democracy isn't perfect, but it gives us the power to make our voices heard and to fight for the rights of all people. So, let's get to work.